20254. Proceedings relating to appointments of guardians with respect to patients in facilities defined in the mental hygiene law. Oh, that's funny. This makes sense. No. Okay. Anyway, where a patient in a facility defined in the mental hygiene law is the subject of a proceeding for the appointment of a guardian. Appointment of a guardian. The patient is in a facility and they're getting appointed a guardian. Pursuant to the Mental Hygiene Law or Article 17A of the Surrogates Court Procedure Act, or for any substitute for or successor to such person, there's a list of 6 things. 1. A copy of the notice of application for the appointment shall be served on the Director of Mental Hygiene Legal Services in the department in which the facility is located. The Director shall submit to the court for its consideration such papers as the Director may deem appropriate. 2. Within 10 days after the order determining the application is signed, one copy, one copy shall be served on the Director. 3. Within 10 days after qualification of the guardian, proof of qualification shall be served on the Director. 4. A notice of an application for a judicial accounting by the guardian shall be served, again, on the Director. 5. With respect to a patient in a facility located in a judicial department other than the department where the proceeding is initiated, copies of the application, order of proof of qualification, shall be served upon the Directors in both departments. So, respect to a patient or facility located in a judicial department other than the department where the proceeding is initiated, copies go to both departments, Directors in both departments. And 6, whenever the patient or a person on behalf of the patient or the Director requests a court hearing. So the patient, the person on behalf of the patient, or the Director can request a hearing. For what? What's the hearing for? I don't know, whatever. It's saying they request a hearing. Then, if they're being personally served or by delivery at the home, it has to be on at least 5 days notice. If the notice is by mail, it's 8 days notice, excluding Sundays and holidays, of the date and place of the hearing. It shall be given to the patient and any person requesting the hearing. So again, let me read 6 as it is. 6. Whenever the patient or a person on behalf of the patient or the Director requests a court hearing, at least 5 days notice. If notice is given personally or by delivery at the home of the person receiving notice, or 8 days notice if notice is given by mail, excluding Sunday and holidays, of the date and place of the hearing, shall be given to the patient and any person requesting the hearing. So here we have a few things that I think are important to, because I think this is actually an important thing to know, since we have like this whole thing about mental hygiene law on our quiz, on our tests actually. The patient is going to is in a facility and they're subject to an appointment of a guardian. So that's like 9 and 81 like together. Pursuant to mental hygiene law and Article 17A of the Surrogates Court Procedure Act, or for any substitute for a successor to that person, this is about notices. The notice shall be served to the Director of Mental Hygiene Legal Services. So one copy of the notice of application for the appointment is going to the Director of Mental Hygiene Legal Services. One copy of the notice, a copy, it says, to the Director of Mental Hygiene Legal Services. Then we have 10 days here. 10 days. Oh, my computer just went off. What happened? Okay. What happened? Oh, now we're back to 55. Okay. So we have 10 days after the order determining the application is signed. That's going to the Director. and 10 days after qualification of the guardian, that proof is going to be served on the director. They're both being served. They're both going to the director. All these are notices. Okay? A notice for judicial accounting by the guardian served on the director. And if the patient in a facility is located in a judicial department other than the department where it's initiated, it just says copies. It doesn't say how many copies. It just says copies. Copies of the application, order of proof of qualification shall be served upon the directors in both departments. So here, my thinking is how this is worded, that it says copies, would be that one copy goes to each director. But I could be wrong, but I'm just reading as the statute says. It says copies of the application, order or proof of qualification shall be served upon the directors in both departments. And the last thing we have is the 5 and the 8 days for the court hearing. And it doesn't even say what kind of hearing. I guess it could be any hearing. Any hearing, if somebody's in a facility and they're being appointed a guardian, then if anybody wants a hearing, if the patient, the person on behalf of the patient, or the director requests a hearing, it has to be on 5 days notice if they're being personally or delivery by mail, or 8 days notice if it's by I just messed that up. Don't listen to me about that last part. Okay. If a patient, a person on behalf of the patient or the director wants a hearing, it has to be on 5 days notice if the notice is given personally or by delivering it at their home. 5 days notice. If notice is by mail, excluding Sundays and holidays, 8 days notice. Mail, 8 days notice for the hearing, and personally or delivering to the house, 5 days. And it shall be given to the patient and any person requesting the hearing. There we go. That's it. The date and the place of the hearing.